To the Sydney Cricket Ground, a huge crowd in perfect sunny weather for this vital game. Great Britain won the first test by 17 points to 13. Australia won the second by 6 points to 4. The Australian team already on the field. It's the advertised team, and now the roar to greet the arrival of the Great Britain team. Great Britain led by their captain, Brian Edgar, number 16, behind him number 19, the front rower, Cliff Watson. The two teams for Australia, the fullback Les Johns, number 1, the wingers number 2, Ken Irvine, number 5, Johnny King. The centres, number 3, Peter Diamond, number 4, Johnny Greaves. The 5'8", number 6, Johnny Gleeson of Queensland, the half, number 7, Billy Smith. Lock, number 8, Ron Lynch. Number 9, the second rower, Arthur Beetson. Number 10, Mick Vevers of New South Wales. The front row, number 11, Noel Kelly. The hooker, Ian Walsh, number 12, the captain. And the other front rower, John Wittenberg, number 13. For Great Britain, fullback Ken Gowers, number 1. Wingers, Bill Burgess, 3, Jeff Wrigglesworth, 10. The centres, Ian Brooks, 7, Alan Buckley, 8. 5'8", Alan Hardesty, 11. Halfback, Tommy Bishop, 14. Lock, Dave Robinson, 25. The second row, Bill Ramsey, 21. John Mantle, 22. The front row, number 16, Brian Edgar, the captain. 17, the hooker, Peter Flanagan. And 19, the other front row, Cliff Watson. The referee is Cole Pearce. Great Britain to kick off, they're defending the goalposts on the right-hand side. The kick-off for Great Britain by the fullback, Ken Gowers. With me this afternoon, just briefly to come in now, is Trevor Allen.
Good afternoon, Norman. Well, we have a magnificent day for this test.
The ball right back to the try line. And straight away, a loss of possession by Peter Diamond for New South Wales, a scrum inside the Australian 25. Halfback Billy Smith for Australia. And there's Big Mantle, number 22, the big second rower coming in to make that crash tackle. Kelly for Australia in possession. Kelly, number 11, the front row forward. Here's a breakthrough straight away. That's Big Beetson handling for the first time in this test match. Arthur Beetson, number 9, play on the Australian 25. It's Smith, Kelly. Wittenberg, the Queensland front row, the fairhead player, number 13 for Australia. Kelly once more. Australian forwards driving play about 5 yards out from their own 25. Smith. Walsh, the captain, is wearing number 12. Wittenberg. Five out Lincoln. Here's Smith up to halfway. Smith through to the fullback. The loose pass, it was Beetson, couldn't get the ball, and it's Great Britain in possession now. Let's play on. Number 8 there was Buckley for Great Britain. This is Mantle, number 22. Edgar. 17, the hooker Flanagan. Flanagan over halfway as Johns, the fullback, making the tackle for Australia. 12 yards inside the Australian half. It's Robinson, across here to number 11, it's Hardesty. Well, here's a chance for a breakthrough. It's Brook over the 25, Brook inside the 25, couldn't get his pass away to Wrigglesworth, number 10. Good run by Ian Brook, number 7. It's Robinson, Watson, Bishop. A long pass out there to Ramsey. Here's Flanagan. Flanagan, number 17. Bishop, the little half-back. It's Robinson, the lock forward. He's number 25. 10 yards out from the Australian 25. No score so far, 3 minutes gone. Edgar. Ramsey, the man who was sent off in the Brisbane Test. Watson, Flanagan once more, Edgar, here's Bishop, tiniest player on the field. Danger man for Australia, here's Buckley. Buckley down almost to the 25. And Wittenberg, the front rower, making the tackle for Australia. Hardesty, a dummy half. Flanagan, Watson, Bishop. Britain moving the ball, Bishop to the 25. Edgar, Watson, the try scorer, the first try scorer in this series for Great Britain. Edgar, but a penalty here to Great Britain. It's right in front. Inside the 25 and right in front.
Not a lot has happened to disguise what Australia's tactics are going to be. It looks as though someone is injured here, Norman.
Bishop, number 14, a little halfback, heavily tackled just before that a penalty was awarded.
Yes, there have been, even in the short space of the game, some fairly heavy tackles. And as I was about to say, as far as Australia are concerned, we haven't seen much of them as far as their tactics are concerned.
Referee Cole Pearce just called over the Australian centre, Peter Diamond, and he's walking back now and spoke to him, so it may be Diamond was cautioned for the tackle of Bishop.
Great Britain have indicated that their style is to move the ball about, and the break by Brook was an excellent one and showed that the two Australian centres were just a little slow getting to him.
Ken Gowers. It's there. The first score of the game, Great Britain 2, Australia 0 after 4 minutes in the first half. The scorer, the fullback, Ken Gowers.
Well, a handy start for Great Britain. 5 minutes or about 4 minutes gone. Good start for Great Britain, and they are going very well. Australia's defence at times looked as though it could break up a little bit, but some of their tackling was severe in this period.
Johns to take the kick off for Australia, and that's the deep kick right down over the 25. It's Brook, number 7, is the centre. About 5 yards short of the Great Britain 25. A penalty going now to Australia. Here's a chance to level the scores. And once again, the fullback will take the shot. Up comes Les Johns, number 1.
Well, in previous tests, we've had Keith Barnes, and Keith Barnes has done a great job for Australia. Les Johns is probably not as good a kick as Keith Barnes, but he is normally a fairly reliable kicker, and I would say that this is the sort of occasion that young Les Johns would like. He's an intelligent player, and a player that seems to be all the time extremely cool. And I'm sure this big crowd and the test match will not ruffle Johns in any way. And if Johns is on the mark today, he will be needed, I think, throughout the game. And if he's on the mark, this could be a good start for him, as well as Gowers has got off the mark for Great Britain.
A heavily bandaged guard on his left knee. It's not a bad kick. No. Fullback Gowers. Great Britain 2-0 in the lead, but they're right on their own try line. See some solid forward play now by the British forwards trying to bring it out, and here they come, busting through if they can. And down goes Mantle. Wittenberg. Watson. The crowd roaring, this huge crowd here, these heavy tackles going in. Watson now, it was Edgar who played the ball previously. Watson, number 19, he's just a few yards out from the goal posts. That black 10-yard line just in front of him. This is Robinson to play the ball, number 25. This typical breakthrough play. Driving it out just a few yards at a time. That's Ramsey, number 21. Almost to the 25. Watson showing his power. Number 11 there making the tackle, or trying to, is Noel Kelly. Up now over the 25-yard line. They've moved out of the 25. They might let the ball go this time. Yes, Edgar passing across to the blind side. Ramsey, Flanagan at dummy half. Watson. Very strong front row forward. Here's a chance for Australia. It's Lynch. 5'8" Gleeson. Bishop, number 14, making the tackle. Smith, the dummy half, running from dummy half. Johns, the fullback to the 25. Johns up into the movement for the first time. Australia attacking now. Lynch, Walsh. Wittenberg. There's Lynch. Lynch, number 8, inside the 25. King came in field for the inside pass, but couldn't get it. Smith. It was Beatson who mishandled, but Australia still has the ball. 15 yards inside the Great Britain half. Vivers. And 3 men to drag him down. Beatson. Johns once more coming up to the back line. Here's Diamond. Diamond getting that ball straight. Wittenberg. Wittenberg clean through. Great chance for Australia over the 25. And that's just how close that is. Irvine at dummy half. Smith. Kelly. 20 yards out, right in front of the goalposts. Vivers, the 16-stone second row forward. He's the heaviest man on the Australian team. Smith. Gleeson. Smith again. Diamond gaining possession, but Australia losing ground. They're outside the 25. Beatson. It's Kelly. Smith the halfback. Wittenberg. Is Diamond again. Buckley and Bishop making the tackle. 10 minutes gone. Great Britain 2, Australia 0. Is Johns the fullback. Vivers. Smith taking that first pass from the dummy half. And again, Australia in danger of losing possession with bad passes. Wittenberg. Kelly, number 11. Smith. Lynch. Lynch, number 8. Here's Beatson. Almost now to the Great Britain 25. Smith. 5'8" Gleeson. Very hard to break through this wall of British forwards. Now Vivers. Wittenberg. Inside the 25. Kelly. Kelly almost through. 10-yard line. And a wild pass, lack of understanding, but Vivers getting the ball now. Vivers. Smith. It's Gleeson along the back line. Here's Diamond. Greaves. King on the wing outside him. Greaves still going. There's a roar from a tremendous crowd. Gleeson. Beatson. Beatson over the 25 attack for Irvine. Irvine will score. The crowd's gone mad. The scorer for Australia, the winger Ken Irvine, number 2. Australia now 1 point in front with Les Johns to attempt the shot at goal.
Well, that try came up after consistent pressure by Australia. Australia looked as though they could get the break. The only thing that was concerning me for a number of the moves was that there were too many forwards in it. But the last 2 moves, whilst there was Beatson finishing it off in passing to Irvine, he was about the only forward in it. And I feel that if they keep a few more of their forwards out of their back line and play, they can worry Great Britain.
No, he's pushed it just wide, so the score remains Australia 3, Great Britain 2, after 13 minutes in the first half.
Great Britain's defence is similar to what we've seen in previous matches. You'll notice when they're across the field, even Ken Gowers is up with a dead straight line across the field.
And a short kick-off by Gowers. Beatson, number 9. Here's Smith, the half-back. Smith getting straight across field, however. That's Hardesty, number 11, the tackler. Wittenberg, his Diamond. Diamond trying to get away to Irvine again. A very tough centre. And there's Watson. Watson coming in to throw that punch. And a boo from the crowd over on this side of the ground. Wittenberg, Smith, Gleeson, Beatson out there. Walsh, Wittenberg, here's Johns, the fullback. And loss of possession. Well, no doubt the knock-on will be played. And after about 15 minutes of play, this is the first scrum of the match.
This will be interesting to see how it goes. Great.
Well, no chance of seeing that because it's a penalty against the front row forwards.
This referee Pearce is usually pretty severe on scrum infringements, and it will be very vital for Australia to get possession.
And fullback Johns, yes, he's found touch deep inside the 25.
Johns has put Australia in a good position. They've been in the 25 earlier in the match, and if they can get possession, they can undoubtedly worry Great Britain. They are all handling pretty well at this stage of the game.
Great Britain ball, Bishop. It's Ramsey. It's Mantle. Tremendous power for second row. Bishop. Bishop with Flanagan outside him. Bishop very clever running. And a knock-on by Hardesty. For Australia's possession, the advantage rule by referee Cole Pearce. Now he's putting a scrum down. Apparently there was a mix-up there. The Australian player who went for the ball apparently knocked on 2. Scrum just inside Australia's half. And a scrummage penalty going to Great Britain. Now they could take a shot from here. It's a fairly hard one, but it's right in the middle of the field. And this is the fullback, Ken Gowers, who's already landed 1 goal.
Billy Smith was penalised for Australia for putting the ball into the second row. Referee Pearce here, incidentally, has called up a couple of the players. Beatson is one. I think the other is Watson. They were having a little punch too after the ball had left one of the rucks. They stayed with the ruck and just a short moment ago. There has been a few punches thrown, not as many as we saw in the previous test, but there have been a few punches thrown after the ball has particularly left the rucks.
We saw the trouble there that Gowers had to make a little mound for the ball. The cricket ground surface in the middle of the field is fairly hard and there's not much grass on it. Just under a 50-yard shot. No, it's not there, so it's still 3 points to 2, Australia in front, and this is the fullback Johns. Lynch, number 8. Vevers over the 25. Vevers again trying to break straight through the centre. Kelly coming charging in, not frightened of those heavy tackles. Smith, Lynch. Smith again. Vevers, Walsh. 10 yards from halfway. Kelly, Beatson, Wittenberg, here's Irvine. Irvine to halfway. And his opposing winger, Jeff Wrigglesworth, taking him over the sidelines of the scrum in field. Hardesty now for Great Britain. Now that's fullback Gowers coming up. Oh, tremendous tackle. That was Diamond, the tackler, number 3, and Diamond's been called over. Now the crowd seems to think that was a legitimate tackle.
Well, I think what has actually happened, I would say that referee Pearce probably called to Diamond that the tackle had been made, and then Diamond lifted Gowers up into the air. Pearce is strict on this. He normally nominates very early that the player is held and play the ball.
And Gowers finding touch about 5 yards out from Australia's 25. 20 minutes gone, Australia 3, Great Britain 2. Australia's ball, Smith, the blind side, Irvine with him. Here's Irvine again. Irvine might regain possession on the rebound. He does. This is Lynch now. It's Kelly, Vevers. Smith. Johns coming up into this movement. Johns inside of Lynch. This is Johns now. Opposing fullback. Johns and Gowers. Smith. It's Gleeson. Diamond. And there's some good play. The short kick right through. King going fast. The ball almost to the try line. Greaves might get to it first. Could be a try. No try. Good play by Diamond. An enterprising kick.
Yes, it was quite obvious. It was well planned. Greaves, I would say, this was on the far side of the field. I would say that Greaves he got his hand to the ball, and I would say it must have only been inches outside the dead ball line. But it was a well-directed kick by Diamond, and Greaves went after it, and he outpaced the defence particularly.
And it's Greaves under the ball, number 4. Wittenberg. And much more movement in this match so far than there was in the second test in Brisbane last week. Gleeson, here's Diamond. Beatson. And as usual, 2 men to take him down. Beatson fringing very wide in the rucks. This is Walsh. Gleeson, Smith. Gleeson again. Clever scissors play. Right on the halfway line. Kelly, Wittenberg. 11 is Kelly, and that's Watson. Heavy stiff arm tackle. Watson number 19, and Watson spoken to by the referee. Beavers. Walsh. Pretty wild passes, Irvine. And Hardesty, the Great Britain 5'8", number 11. Fullback Johns. And up on halfway, a Great Britain player is down on the ground. It's play on. It's Ramsey who was hurt. Beatson. Smith. Smith almost to halfway. Australia looking good in this attack. This is Lynch. This is a much more constructive effort by the Australian team. Walsh, Smith. Good play back to Beatson. Here's Beatson crashing through. And here's a chance for Australia. King's going faster than anybody. King must score. King should score if he gets a good bounce. Try to Australia. Johnny King. There it is, 2 tries to Australia, and in both cases, Arthur Beetson was the man who made the break.
Well, there's no doubt about it. The Australian tactics are showing that, above all, they are going to vary the play. And they didn't do this in the second test, but here they have, and they've shown us at this stage that they are prepared to switch the play. They are prepared to bring Les Johns in as much as they possibly can. He has been up quite a few times, and they've also indicated that they are prepared to kick. And this is excellent football from Australia's point of view. Great Britain at the moment are not settled down at all, and undoubtedly are quite concerned with the way the match is going. But they can't settle down because of Australia's ability to vary the play, and they have varied it very well at this stage. Beetson has he's been in the thick of it. Beetson has been holding back in the rucks and charging through, and in that effort he charged straight through the left and just got his boot to the ball, and it was a good effort for King to follow on.
The attempted conversion by Les Johns. It's a goal. 15 minutes to half-time.
Well, that's a great lead for Australia with 15 minutes to go.
And the try scorer, Johnny King, handling from the kickoff. Number 4 is Greaves. Ramsey, number 21. It's a very competent Australian team. Beavers now up towards halfway. Hard to believe this is almost the same team which played in the second test. Reeves. Much more constructive work. Kelly. Walsh, team captain. It's Johns the fullback. Johns up to halfway. Johnny King. King number 5. Play just inside the Great Britain half. Gleeson again the short kick. But this time Wrigglesworth has gone back with the fullback Gowers. Here's Gowers. Only 12 yards out from the goal line. Mantle. Watson a dummy half. Forwards now just trying to crash through the middle. Great Britain plays this way inside their own 25. They'll get over the 25 before they attack. This is Edgar. Now he's reached the 25-yard line. Flanagan at dummy half. Ramsey. No, Mantle. Mantle's number 22. Edgar. Bishop at dummy half. Edgar, Watson. Kelly being called out by the referee. Yes, a punch went in that tackle. And it's Kelly, the Australian front row forward, receiving a caution from referee Pearce. A penalty to Great Britain.
I must say, up to date, referee Pearce has handled this game in an excellent fashion. He's been right up with every bit of the play.
And the ball across the sideline, midway between the half and 25, Australian territory. 12 minutes to half-time. Australia 8, Great Britain 2.
Great Britain need some possession now to get themselves into the game. It's been very noticeable that the Great Britain forwards, when they were working out of their 25, were not supporting each other as they have done in the past, and some of them look tired.
It's Hardesty, fullback Gowers, and Gowers using the short kick. Johns for Australia. Buckley, number 8, making the tackle for Great Britain. Smith and Diamond losing possession for the knock on a scrum. Just on or just outside Australia's 25. Seems to be a lot of trouble in these front rows backing down. On this side we have number 19 Watson and Wittenberg. But Australia's ball. As in the Brisbane Test, Ian Walsh is showing a superiority in hooking over Flanagan. It's Beavers. Smith back in field to Kelly. Kelly heavily tackled him, but a shake of the head and on he goes. Smith, Lynch, Beatson once more. Lynch, and a penalty, an infringement of the 3-yard law. Referee Pearce right on those British centres. It'll be a kick for touch, 5 yards inside the Australian half, the point of the penalty. 10 minutes to half-time. Australia 8, Great Britain 2. And another great kick by Johns. Down to the 25.
I think we should point out at this stage, incidentally, we haven't mentioned it, but Australia are being favoured by, not a strong breeze, but they are being favoured by a fairly considerable breeze anyway.
Great Britain scrum. Bishop, Wrigglesworth. Flanagan, the crowd thought that should have been a knock on, but it's play on. This is Flanagan. Flanagan, number 17. 10 yards short of halfway. Edgar, Watson. Flanagan once more. The scissors pass to Ramsey. Mantle. Edgar. Robinson. We've seen this 2 or 3 times, the Great Britain forwards losing their footing on the cricket pitch area. Hardesty. Edgar. Bishop. Buckley. Good low tackle by Diamond. Bishop. It's Robinson, number 25. Bishop. Long pass out there to Brooke. Good play. The Australian defence right onto that one. That was Greaves, and prevented that breakthrough by Brooke. Flanagan, Bishop, Mantle. Look at the speed of this fellow. He can really move. Bishop, Edgar, a good play. Edgar through almost to the 25. Bishop again. Great chance for Great Britain here. Bishop going himself. 5 yards short. Great Britain showing its best attack so far. They need a try before half-time. It's Ramsey. Flanagan a dummy half. Out here to Buckley. Robinson. Edgar. Bishop. Number 3 handling the ball is Burgess. He's the winger who's come infield. Australian player laid out. Watson crashing through, and still the Australian hasn't got up from that last tackle. Play goes on. And a penalty. Yes, a penalty going against Australia. And a chance here to add 2 more points to the Great Britain total. Now the injured Australian player is the halfback Smith.
Yeah, Smith was very unlucky there. 2 Australian players went in to tackle Great Britain forward, and unfortunately for Smith, he's not a big fellow, but he was virtually under the 2 other players when they hit the ground, and it was quite a solid bump he received.
And another Australian player is on the ground too. That's one of the forwards, it appears, might be Lynch, the lock forward.
No, I think
close up here, appears to be a knee injury.
I think it's Beatson.
Beatson,
yes,
yes,
it looks
Beatson
like
it
Beatson.
is. I can only see the dark hair in the shadow. That's Arthur Beatson, who was in some doubt for this match. He's played a whale of a game so far, being responsible for more or less both of Australia's tries, and he'll be a severe loss if he can't play on. With him, number 11 is Kelly. Number 10 is turning round is Vivers, and with them the team captain Ian Walsh. That was a bad attempt. He muffed that one completely. It's Diamond. Diamond, the hard-running centre. Lynch. Wittenberg. Going almost straight across field. Beavers. Walsh. Almost at the 25. Wittenberg. Lynch. Here's Smith back into the play. Mishandled by Walsh, so that's going to be a scrum. Let's see if we can win the ball back for Australia. 5 minutes to half-time. Australia 8, Great Britain 2.
It's a very important scrum to both sides.
Australia's ball. Kelly. Beatson. Beatson in there mauling it with 3 or 4 of the Great Britain forwards. Smith. It's Lynch. Lynch, number 8, the lock forward for Australia. Kelly. Play moved outside the 25. Here's Smith. Gleeson. That's been ruled a knock on. Now it's play on. Play on. Here's Kelly. By the fullback Johns. Bishop, the half-back. Number 14 being spoken to by the referee. Both players being called out. Diamond for Australia and little Tommy Bishop for Great Britain.
He's both on the ground there and had a little exchange of punches. Referee Pearce again right up with the play and full control of the match.
Hardesty as Robinson, the lock forward. England will try to score desperately if they can. That's Mantle. Mantle clean through almost. He's about 10 yards short. Just setting the attack moving. Robinson, quick passing. Bishop now. It's Hardesty. Bishop again. Brook, number 7. Flanagan running from dummy half. Robinson. Ramsey. Ramsey to play the ball right on the Australian 25. Edgar. Bishop. Again the long pass to Buckley. "15 yards from the Australian line. Hardesty. Edgar. Robinson. And twice in a few moments we've seen a lack of understanding by Great Britain with their passing. Again, a wild pass. Seems to have lost a bit of heart. This is Watson. Flanagan. Ramsey. Edgar. Mantle. Robinson over to Bishop. Brook. Great Britain players seem to be worried by this very torrid Australian defence. Here's Burgess. Half-time coming up in about 2 minutes. Edgar, Bishop, Robinson, Mantle. Here's a good chance. Mantle through almost the 25 and a glorious tackle by Johns. Robinson, Bishop, Hooker, Flanagan, and a loss of possession. Perhaps Australia could get the ball. Yes, it's Diamond out to King, just outside the Australian 25. Wittenberg. Walsh. Back into the big fellow. That's Beavers. Australia, no doubt, will try and maintain possession to half-time. Diamond. But there's a loss of possession. Great chance here as Buckley snaps it up. 8 to 2 lead at half-time will be very valuable for Australia. Flanagan, Robinson. A minute to half-time. Bishop. There's the kick through. Lynch back in cover defence for Australia. And there's the half-time siren. So at half-time, Australia leads in this third and deciding test match by 8 points to 2. For Australia, tries by Irvine and King, Johns a goal. For Great Britain, Ken Gowers a goal. Kick-off of the second half, and both teams have replacements on the field. For Great Britain, Bryant, number 23, has come on in place of Mantle, and for Australia, Thornett, number 15, is on in place of Beatson. And here's Bryant handling for the first time. Play inside the Great Britain 25. Edgar. Bryant once more. Ramsey, number 21. Edgar Bryant. And the tackler number 15 for Australia, replacement Dick Thornett. The knock on. Referee Pearce having quite a deal of trouble with these two sets of front rows. And a penalty goes to Australia. Penalty to Australia from the scrum. And one of the Great Britain players has been sent after the ball. Referee Pearce calling for Bishop to bring the ball back to the mark. Johns to take this shot from just outside the 25. Australia already 6 points in front.
That penalty appeared from here anyway to be a penalty against the Great Britain hooker Flanagan. He seemed to be well down in the scrum, and I would say, whilst the referee didn't indicate a loose arm, but I would say he probably struck far too early. This is a handy position for Johns. And it looks as though someone else is injured, and a Great Britain player appears to be injured.
Yes, this is Watson, the front row forward, coming over to see the trainer. Watson being sent off the field. The referee is ordering the trainer off the field. Great Britain cannot afford to lose a player at this stage because there are no replacements after half-time. Watson going back onto the field, and here's Johns. He's pushed it wide. Score stays Australia 8, Great Britain 2, 3 minutes into the second half.
2 points from that would have been very handy for Australia. Would have taken 8 points out in front. Very difficult to catch up in a test match.
Long drop out by Gowers. This is Greaves, number 4. Greaves over halfway. On the far wing at dummy half is Ken Irvine, who created a try-scoring record for Australia with the first try of this game. Now Diamond. Kelly. And that's Watson, the top half of the tackle. The other half is number 7, Ian Brook. Smith, Lynch, Dick Thornett. Thornett, number 15. Wittenberg. Midfield on halfway. Beavers. Smith, Leeson. Thornett, Wittenberg, Lynch, Thornett recovering. And again, 2 drop passes. But Australia has the ball. This is Beavers. Thornett. Smith. And opposing halfback, Tommy Bishop. Kelly, little Bishop. Animosity between these two. Gleeson, Lynch. Australia driven back almost to their own 25. Gleeson. Captain Ian Walsh, dummy half. Smith, Thornett, Wittenberg. Number 10 is Beavers. Smith taking the first pass. Gleeson. Here's Lynch almost through, but losing the ball. Diamond is going to force that to be a scrum. And Diamond's been kicked. And Flanagan, it was Flanagan the hooker. Now Diamond was kicked by Flanagan. The linesman there with the referee. Both linesmen are in. Hooker Flanagan. Flanagan's been sent off the field. It looks like a player's been sent off the field. Or is it Watson who's been ordered off? Watson has been ordered off the field. Now that's quite unusual, that, because when the two players ran over Diamond, one of the Australians came in and threw a punch at the British hooker Flanagan. Diamond seems to be okay, and then after the report by both linesmen, Watson has been sent off the field.
I think in the tackle where Flanagan was involved, Norman, Watson was on the outside of it, and he looked as though to me that he did give a kick.
Kick by Johns, finding touch on halfway. And a penalty from the scrum going to Great Britain. And Watson just walking through the member stand gate, sent off the field by referee Pearce.
Well, Great Britain now, a man short, have one really big job ahead of them. They haven't been playing particularly well. The Australians in this half have not gone as well as they did in the first half, but Great Britain a man short now, and 6 points behind. They have a tremendous job to overcome this Australian side. Australia have shown in this half that they're going a little quieter than they did in the first half as far as moving the ball about. This was very noticeable a short while ago when they were in possession, and after about 3 or 4 play of the ball, they lost approximately 25 yards.
That's going to be well short by Gowers. Gleeson for Australia. Smith. Thornett. It's Ramsey tackling. Lynch. Here's Smith. Smith to the 25. Kelly. Beavers. Kelly. Lynch. Thornett. Diamond. Diamond almost to halfway. Diamond a very hard man to pull down. He seems to be completely recovered from the kick on the back. Diamond number 3. Smith. Gleeson. It's Lynch. Intercept by Hardesty. This must be a try under the post. Alan Hardesty, the easiest of tries. An intercept to score Great Britain's first try. It's now 8 points to 5.
Well, that certainly puts a different complexion on the game. One completely out of the blue. Lynch turned to give that ball to Johns. It looked as though everything was going to be completely safe. I think that he delayed his pass just that little too long. Hardesty was up there and went straight through on it. Very difficult situation now for Australia, because the try was scored right under the post.
It's 1 point the difference.
1 point the difference, and Great Britain 1 man short. I think Australia now must get back into the style that they showed us in the first half. They've got to vary their play as much as they possibly can. Use the little kick ahead to unsettle this Great Britain side. And a man short, they should be able to do it.
Number 16 is Edgar taking the kickoff. Robinson. Bryant. Bryant, the only forward with a clean jersey for Great Britain. He came on at the start of the second half. When we see this wild passing, but here's Gowers covering up. Edgar. Brooke. Edgar again. It's Hardesty. Out there we have Robinson. Bishop. Bryant. Midway between the half and 25, Great Britain territory. Edgar. Bishop. Brooke and King coming in to make the tackle. Edgar. Ramsey, there's Robinson. Play stopped by referee Pearce. A scrum just outside the Great Britain 25. Australia 8, Great Britain 7. 12 minutes gone in the second half. Great Britain packing the five-man scrub with Robinson fringing loose. Just the lock forward on this side. He's not actually packing into the second row. Lynch through the 25 and intercept again by Wigglesworth. Wigglesworth almost to halfway, but here's Johns. Wigglesworth busting through a tackle by Johns. He's a hard man to pull down if he can do that.
Fine run by Wigglesworth. Excellent run. Got Great Britain out of a lot of trouble there.
And as so often happens, the short pack scrum starts to win the ball. Hardesty. Very good tackle by Smith for Australia. Flanagan, Bryant. Great Britain appear to be spurred on by that intercept try by Hardesty. This is Robinson. Little Bishop. Bishop almost to the 25. Edgar. Ramsey. Here's Bryant. Hardesty again getting the ball. Brilliant play. But the whistle has gone. And Bryant is stretched out on the field.
Hardesty, the Great Britain 5'8", is starting to come into the game more than he did in the first half. He did this in the first test. Didn't see a lot of him in the first half, but the second half he played very well.
Halfback Smith, tackled by a front rower. That was a strange-looking scrum. There's Thornett. Reeves. Reeves up almost to halfway. Smith. Thornett. Beavers. Very good low tackle there by Ramsey. Lynch. Wittenberg. Smith, Walsh, the captain. Smith again. Smith and Beavers combining in that movement. Thornett clean through to the fullback. Wittenberg to halfway. Here's Johns the fullback. Johns will score. Johns has support. Irvine drops the ball. It's a try. It wasn't ruled a knock on. The British players are very unhappy about this. It was ruled no knock on, and a try has been given to Ken Irvine. A try has been awarded to Irvine. Irvine's second try. He turned round to take the pass from Johns, and it was ruled by the referee it was not a knock-on. The British players thought it was, but Australia now a 4-point lead with Johns to take the kick.
Well, this try will be talked about for a long, long time. I can see this coming up. From here, I would have thought that the ball had been propelled forward. There wasn't much in it, but I must admit, the moment it went to ground and Irvine started to gather it in, I was waiting for the whistle. It'll be interesting to see this again on film, and it's quite obviously upset the Great Britain players. It was a great effort by Johns. Looked like getting the ball away very nice and neatly to Irvine, and Irvine spilled the ball. So I'll say that we will be hearing a lot more about this particular try.
No, he's missed, so the score stays at Australia 11, Great Britain 7, 16 minutes into the second half. Fullback Gowers taking the scissors kick off. Gleeson for Australia, number 6, the 5'8". Smith, Beavers. Just outside the Australian 25, Lynch. Lynch getting it straight. Lynch playing a very good game for Australia. Front row, Wittenberg. Gleeson. It was Hardesty who came through trying to tow the ball away from the ruck, and the referee speaking to him for lashing out. It was knocked on by the Australian player. And a penalty goes to Great Britain. That's the 25-yard line to the right, so it's about a 35-yard kick. And the attendance this afternoon, 63,503. 63,503. That's the biggest crowd to watch any match on this Great Britain tour.
Well, this kick of Gowers is a very important one for Great Britain. They are now 4 points behind. They can put this over. They can get within the 2 points. We should see a stirring final 20 or 22 minutes that is left to go.
A goal. It's 11 points to 9, and something remarkable about the scoring. Great Britain has scored 1 try and 3 goals for 9 points. Australia, 3 tries and 1 goal for 11 points.
So Australia is showing much better attack when they have the ball, and particularly in the first half. I still feel that Australia have got themselves into a little bit of doldrums. Thornett's combination there with Johns just a while ago brought some life to the side, which resulted in Irvine's try, of course, but they'll have to apply the pressure because there's only 2 points the difference.
Kick off by Johns. Flanagan. Play on, signals the referee. Edgar. Ramsey, number 21. Robinson. Bryant. 25-yard line, Great Britain territory, just behind the ruck. Edgar. Defence by Australia, right up at the top of these outer backs for Great Britain. Edgar. "20 minutes to go. Australia 11, Great Britain 9. Robinson. Robinson through. Has support both sides, but a good ankle tapping tackle by Smith for Australia. Ramsey, Bishop. "15 yards inside the Great Britain half. Edgar. Robinson, Brooke. Burgess. Right on halfway. Robinson, Edgar. Chance for Australia, but knock-ons all round. Australia's ball, play on. Here's Diamond. Wittenberg to the 25. Smith. Gleeson over the 25. Try now to Australia, could clinch this match. Here's Thornett. Knock on by Lynch. Lynch over, but it's a knock on. Scrum 20 yards out.
It's much brighter and much better play by Australia. They're moving onto the ball much better than they have been previously.
Well, the last man up is the Great Britain hooker, Flash Flanagan. He looks to be packing in the front row now, so he must be hurt. Beavers, Gleeson, Smith. This is very tough player, Beavers. Smith, Gleeson, here's Greaves. Fullback Johns into the gap, but good defensive work by Buckley for Great Britain. Chopping off that extra man. Gleeson, Diamond, here's Irvine. 5 yards away, and again almost an incident. That was Diamond involved. Smith. Bishop, you saw, racing through there, trying for the intercept again. Very torrid play now. Here's Beavers. Right in front of the goalposts. Smith, Cornett, Lynch. Lynch through, Lynch could score! Lynch will score! Great game by the Australian lock ball.
Well, consistent pressure by Australia in Great Britain's 25 gradually indicated that the Great Britain defence was slowly getting spread across the field, and when Lynch went through there were a couple of half-hearted attempts to get him, but he went through with tremendous power, and a few high tackles didn't allow Great Britain much chance of stopping him. He went through, and it was a bright try, good try by Lynch, who has played generally excellent football. His defence has been great, and he's always been in most of the hard work and attacking movements.
Les Johns, and be successful so far in kicking one goal. Australia now has scored 4 tries. It's over. That was a very vital kick. It makes the difference in points now 7. It means that Great Britain will have to score at least twice.
Well, Great Britain, a man short, have a tremendous job now. Australia, I feel, will probably not take too many risks from here on.
And the roar for Les Johns' great take. Just 15 minutes to go, 7 points the difference. Smith, Thornett, Smith again. Seems a tactic of the Australians for Smith to take the pass from the dummy half. This time it's Lynch. Vevers. Smith. Thornett. Smith again. Wittenberg. A penalty, an infringement, an obvious infringement of the 3-yard rule. They were standing right up on the white line, and the play of the ball was only about a foot in front of that. Let's see how much ground Johns can gain. Not a great deal that time. It's the 10-yard line. 10-yard line, Australian territory. Bishop. Edgar. Bryant. Bishop trying to go from dummy half. Here's Edgar. Hardesty, the short kick. This looks dangerous. Hardesty might win the race. It's over the line, but Hardesty tackled. There may be a penalty try. There may be a penalty try. I would say it's a penalty try awarded to Hardesty. Now, he was tackled after he kicked the ball over the line, and it appears in the opinion of the referee that he would have scored the try. So let's see, Hardesty goes back and picks the ball up. The linesman's being called in, so he will mark the spot, and Hardesty, yes, he will walk back, so it's a penalty try. A penalty try has been awarded for that infringement.
Well, there's been quite a bit of penalty try. Now, this is unusual. The player has kicked for goal. The referee was not in position waiting for the kick of goal, and there's still a discussion going on. One linesman was behind the goalpost, signalled a goal. Now I don't know what's going to happen now.
Well, I think there that the referee, when he signals a penalty try, asked the linesman to mark the spot where the try was scored. So in fact there was no chance of both linesmen being behind the goal, so Gowers will have to try again. And over on the far side, yet another spectator is being carried away just to the left on a stretcher. We've had a number of people who've suffered from heat exhaustion. Well, he scores again, so that makes it 16 points to 14 in this remarkable incident-packed match. 12 minutes to go, 2 points the difference. Just looking back, we've had that speculator try by Hardesty, the contentious try by Irvine, and now a penalty try. And already one of the Great Britain forwards, Watson, has been sent off the field. Still anybody's game.
Still anyone's game with approximately 12 minutes to go and 2 points the difference.
Johns, the kickoff for Australia. Fullback Gowers using a kick back downfield. And that's a great looking kick. It might bounce across the side, and it does. Well, there's a magnificent kick. It's taken play right down inside the Australian 25, and he kicked that ball from inside his own 25. He gained about 75 yards.
It certainly was a great kick. He positioned himself for it. Has the wind assistance, and fortunately for the kicker, it rolled just on end for end and went the way he wanted. Now Australia have a big trouble ahead.
And Johns grasping for the ball possession. This is Lynch. Lynch breaking through a tackle. Past Bishop. Up to the 25. Smith. Thornett. This match will probably go down in history as one of the most sensational matches ever played between these two countries. number 10, Vivers. Walsh, Gleeson. Smith, Vivers. Walsh going from dummy half himself. Must pass the ball, gets it to Smith. To halfway, that was good play by Ian Walsh. Saw that the defence was loose behind the play of the ball. Wittenberg, Greaves, Johns the fullback. And the tackler was Buckley, coming in from the blind side to stop again that overlap. Thornett, Wittenberg. 10 yards out from the Great Britain 25. It's Kelly. Australia moving the ball. It's Gleeson. Kelly. 8 minutes to go. Australia 16, Great Britain 14. Thornett. Thornett seems to have that ability to drag himself out of a tackle, as he made the opening before for Irvine's try. Wittenberg through the 25. Smith, Lynch. And Ramsey, who made that tackle, is still down. Smith. Kelly, number 11. Smith again. Ramsey still stretched out on the field. And just away to the right, there he is. You can see him in the background. Here's Vivers. Greaves through the gap. Greaves through. But no, the defence very good by both Bishop and the fullback Gowers. Inside the Great Britain 25. Walsh. Smith. Seven minutes to go. Thornett. Lynch. Vivers. Smith. Gleeson. Greaves. Players exhausted, taking a little bit longer to get back to the rucks. Thornett. Here's Johns into the movement, the full-back. Johns over the 25. And here's Irvine. Irvine over in the corner. Here's a try. Irvine, his third try. There have been many greater wingers in Australian rugby league football history than Ken Irvine. He's capped a magnificent display. 3 tries. He scored 3 tries in the New South Wales match. He doesn't get the ball very much, and he rarely makes a mistake, although there's some doubt about the second of his 3 tries.
Well, there's no doubt about Irvine. He's always there to finish them, particularly if he's got that little bit of room. But a magnificent effort by Johns. Johns made ground and looked as though he would be tackled, but he threw a beautiful dummy that allowed him to slip through the first line of defence. The dummy was accepted by Great Britain, and then Johns moved on with the defence, the final last line of defence conversion, and let the ball go.
Well, one of the British forwards, it's Ramsey, who's down receiving ambulance attention. And again, you see referee Pearce signalling the masseur, Paddy Moore, to go off the field of play.
With about 6 minutes to go, Australia, they did surprise me then. I thought that they may close the game up with the couple of points required, but they got out of a lot of trouble. They were pinned down on their own 25, but they worked it all the way down. It was started by a good run by Walsh, and they got into Great Britain's 25, and then they started to move it around. Good football and a great finishing effort by Johns and Irvine.
wide, so the difference is only 5 points with 5 minutes to go. That means that Great Britain, with a try and a goal, can level the scores. So it's wide open in this closing minutes of this third and deciding Rugby League Test match. Kick-off by Bishop. Overrun by the British forwards. And back for a centre field scrum. Or no, it looks like they're going to take the kick-off again.
Young Bishop, the Great Britain halfback, anxious to get onto the game. That ball rolled over before he kicked it, and of course it rolled over the halfway mark, but he wanted to get on and he kicked it ahead. Just under 5 minutes to go now, and an all-out effort by Great Britain.
Here's a loss of possession with Australia regaining it. It's Lynch finally coming back for a scrum. And this is a very vital scrum for Great Britain. To save this match, they must get the ball. Now it's Australia's ball. Here's Smith. And Smith holding on to possession. Might see Australia closing this game up. Thornett. Caught by Ramsey. Ramsey recovered now from that injury he received a few moments ago. Kelly. Wittenberg. 4 minutes to go. Australia 19, Great Britain 14. Lynch. That's the Australian 25-yard line. Offside. Hardesty with an obvious penalty. Whether Australia wants a penalty at this stage is a point of conjecture. Johns obviously must kick for touch, and there's a chance that they'll lose possession if Great Britain can win the following scrum. Right to halfway.
About 3 minutes to go, and if Australia get this possession from this scrum, and they have been winning them fairly consistently in the second half, I don't think we'll see much from Australia other than closing the game up.
And the penalty goes to Great Britain. Well, there's no point in taking a shot at goal. Gars might try an up and under. No, he's going to kick for touch. And only gains about 15 yards. Still outside the Australian 25. About 2.5 minutes to go. Great Britain's ball. Hardesty. Fullback Gowers in the movement. Here's the last-ditch chance for Great Britain. It's Hardesty going from dummy half. It's Burgess. Burgess almost to the 25. And a good tackle by Wittenberg. Wittenberg, the front row forward, showing surprising dash to get across the field and tackle a winger. Johns for Australia. Reeves. 2 minutes to go. Beavers. Kelly. Australia holding onto the ball. This is Lynch. Wittenberg. And that was Little Bishop who came flying in. This is Mantle at Smith and Bryant. Smith and Bryant involved, and here's Thornett. Well, I think that Bryant, the big second rower, came the worst out of that exchange. Now all the linesmen are on the field. There are 2 players down, 1 from each team. It's Wittenberg for Australia. Let's see the result of the linesman's report to the referee. Referee Pearce has spoken to Bishop. He's calling out one of the Australian players. Bishop's being called over. And Tommy Bishop laying down the law to the referee. The captain, Brian Edgar, there saying cool down. And Kelly for Australia. Play goes on. It's Robinson who's recovered from injury for Great Britain. Australia's ball to Smith. And Bishop coming in. That was a short arm jab. Thornett. Bossett ball, great chance for Great Britain here if they can pick up possession, but they can't get the ball. And a knock-on's been ruled, and it looks like Thornett's been injured. A violent finish to this match. The indicator clock at the ground showing 1 minute to go, but there's frequent stoppages in play. Australia in front by 19-14.
Well, there's certainly been some fire in this last couple of minutes. About a minute to go, and Great Britain trying hard to get possession. Australia doing their utmost to retain it. This will be probably the most vital scrum of the day. With a minute to go, Australia gets possession. I think they should be able to retain it for the rest of the match.
Looks like Great Britain's ball, but it's going back into the scrum. There's a lapse on the ball. Let's see who comes up with it. Now it's another scrum. We're waiting now for the siren to blare out that the match is over. And there's the siren, but a penalty has been awarded. A penalty has been awarded to Great Britain. So it will have to be an up and under. That's all it could be to give Great Britain a chance to level the scores at 19 all. And here is the high up and under. It's a good one too, inside the 25, but Diamond gets the ball down, and Diamond has forced the ball. The match is all over. Australia has won the third test and the series by 2 matches to 1. Australia winning the series by 2 matches to 1. It's all over, and running through the scorers now for Australia: 3 tries to Ken Irvine, 1 each to King and Lynch. 5 tries in all. Johns kicked 2 goals. For Great Britain, a try to Hardesty, a penalty try, and 3 goals to Gowes. And Captain Ian Walsh cheered off by the victorious Australian team.
Well, there it is, a great win for Australia. I feel that